Now, hello students. After discussing the pharmacology of heparin, that is unfractioned heparin and warfarin, let's study the differences between two anticoagulants. Now, as we all know, heparin, it is a parenteral anticoagulant, whereas warfarin is a commonly used or commonly prescribed oral anticoagulant. Now, when we talk about the chemistry, heparin is not a single molecule. It is a mixture of long polysaccharides, and thus heparin is a mixture of high molecular weight sulfated mucopolysaccharides. Now, when we talk about warfarin, it is an organic compound and it is a coumarin derivative. Talking about the sources, the source of heparin is biological and it is mainly obtained from porcine intestine or bovine lung, whereas warfarin it is synthetic. Now, very important, talking about the mechanism of action, heparin it is a direct anticoagulant. Heparin binds to antithrombin 3. It induces conformational change in antithrombin 3, and this complex of heparin and antithrombin then inhibits thrombin and clotting factor 10A. And heparin inhibits the clotting factors which are involved in intrinsic pathway of coagulation and common pathway of coagulation. Now, when we talk about warfarin, warfarin is a indirect anticoagulant. Warfarin is a vitamin K antagonist, and by acting as a vitamin K antagonist, it inhibits the synthesis of clotting factor 2, 7, 9 and 10. And overall, warfarin inhibits the clotting factors that are involved in extrinsic pathway of coagulation. Now, when we talk about the activity, heparin, it is effective both in vitro as well as in vivo, whereas warfarin is effective only in vivo. Route of administration, heparin can be administered intravenously as well as subcutaneously, whereas warfarin can be administered only orally. After oral administration, it is rapidly and completely absorbed from the GIT. Now, onset of action, when we talk about heparin, onset of action is very fast. After intravenous administration, it produces its effect within 1 minute, whereas after subcutaneous injection, it produces its effect, that is anticoagulant effect, in about 60 minutes. Now, when we talk about warfarin, it shows delayed onset of action, and the anticoagulant effect is exhibited in 1 to 3 days. Now, next parameter of differentiation is the half-life. Half-life of heparin is 1 to 4 hours, whereas that of warfarin is 36 to 48 hours. Duration of action, heparin has a short duration of action of about 4 to 6 hours, whereas warfarin has a long duration of action of about 3 to 6 days. Now, talking about the monitoring of anticoagulant effect, now for heparin, it is essential to determine the activated partial thromboplastin time. Now, anticoagulant activity of heparin is monitored by activated partial thromboplastin time. Now, heparin inhibits activity of clotting factors that are involved in the intrinsic pathway and also that are involved in the common pathway. Now, when we talk about the warfarin, the anticoagulant activity of warfarin is monitored by the determination of prothrombin time, and warfarin primarily inhibits clotting factors that are involved in the extrinsic pathway and the common pathway. Now, when we talk about the drug interactions, for heparin there are only few drug interactions, and these drug interactions are also not very significant, but for warfarin a large number of drugs interact with warfarin, and thus it exhibits a number of pharmacodynamic and pharmacokinetic interactions. Now, when we talk about pregnancy and lactation, administration of heparin is safe. Heparin does not cross the placenta and it is not ejected in the breast milk. Now, talking about warfarin, warfarin is teratogenic and it crosses placenta as well as it is ejected in the breast milk. Now, adverse effect, heparin causes bleeding and it also causes heparin-induced thrombocytopenia, which is also an important adverse effect of heparin. Now, when we talk about warfarin, bleeding is the major side effect. Now, antidote, heparin has a specific antidote, that is the protamine sulfate, whereas the antidote for warfarin is the vitamin K1, that is the phylloquinone. Now, the use. Now, since the onset of action of heparin is very fast, it is indicated in the initiation of therapy as an anticoagulant. It is required, or it is essential to initiate therapy with heparin in the treatment and prophylaxis of venous thromboembolism, like deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, and arteriothrombotic syndrome, and various other problems. Now, when we talk about warfarin, since the warfarin exhibits delayed action, it is indicated for maintenance in the management of venous thromboembolism, then deep vein thrombosis, pulmonary embolism, then diseases like arterial fibrillation, prevention of secondary MI, and all. So this is how we differentiate between heparin and warfarin. Now, if you like the video helpful, kindly like, subscribe, and share this video. You can ask your question by writing in the comment section. Thanks for watching the video.